are all warriors, and this is our journey. Our time is now to stop disappearing into the shadows and start falling in love with your life. Are you ready?
Welcome back, warriors. Thanks for being here again. A Course in Miracles often talks about special relationships, how we separate ourselves from others, how we make them special, or how we idolize them, specifically with our partners or the people that we're dating or the people that we have in our lives. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic relationships, but we idolize them and we make them special, and when we do this, we separate ourselves from them. We do this often with ourselves as well. We make ourselves special in a number of different ways. We use our relationship status, our career status, material possessions, we use our talents, we use our gifts. We do this in so many different ways that we believe ourselves to be special. But when we do this, we create separation between ourselves and between others. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that today. But specifically what I wanted to talk about was with regards to our pain. We do this often with our pain. And it might be something that you're not even aware of, or that you don't realize that you're doing. And that's specifically why I wanted to make it the focus for today's video. When we identify something as special, or we make something special, we buy into our ego, we buy into our fear-based mind, which roots itself in the notion that we are all separate from one another. Now, if there's one thing that I truly believe deeply with every fiber of my being, is that we are all connected. We're all connected, we're all made of the same stuff, we're all made of the same star matter, we're all made of the same energy, we're all manifestations of the same energy or the same divine light. Believing that we're separate from one another is like a sunbeam believing that it is separate from other sunbeams, or a wave believing that it is separate from the ocean. We're all connected. But when we buy into our ego, we buy into the notion that we are separate from one another. And when we make ourselves special, or when we make our pain special, we continue to enforce that idea that we are all separate from one another. Making our pain special is one of the many ways that we keep ourselves stuck inside our negative stories. We remain the victims inside our narratives. We do this because it's comfortable. For most of us, we've been carrying around our pain for years, some of us even decades. And it's easy to stay in that space because even though it's painful, it's remained comfortable. The idea of what might be on the other side of that can be very scary. But when we believe our pain to be special, we separate ourselves from one another. We find ourselves saying things like, "You don't know what it's like," or "You can't imagine how this feels." We make our pain special. We create barriers blocking connections between ourselves and others. And as human beings, we are hardwired for connection. But when we buy into this notion that our pain is special, that nobody else has experienced pain like we've experienced, nobody else has gone through what we've lived through, we build barriers between ourselves and others, and we block that connection between ourselves and others. Now, I'm not implying that we should disregard our pain or that we should disown our negative stories. On the contrary, I think it's embracing everything of who we are, the shiny and polished sides, as well as all the rough and jagged edges. Embracing that as a whole, that's what makes us unique, that's what makes us wholehearted, that's what makes us able to live an authentic life. But until we own our story, we remain stuck inside these negative patterns. We remain stuck believing that our pain is special and that nobody else can connect with us or can identify with what we're feeling. But owning your story allows you to change the narrative. It allows you to release yourself as the victim in your story. When we're willing to sit with our pain, when we're willing to work our way through it, we're able to dissolve these barriers that we create between ourselves and others. And it's only once we begin to dissolve these barriers that we create between ourselves and others, when we're able to sit with our pain, that we're able to experience the deepest forms of healing. They can be catalysts for the most amazing growth and transformation in our lives. So owning your story allows you to do that. Sitting with your pain allows you to do that. It allows you to connect to it in a more authentic way, and it'll allow you to connect with others in a more authentic way. Whereas opposed to making your pain special and believing that nobody else can relate to you, will just continue to create those barriers. So let me ask you, how has making your pain special kept you stuck in your story? How has it prevented you from connecting with others? Let me know in the comments below. Now, if you've enjoyed this video and you think it could positively impact someone else, I'd be truly grateful if you shared it with your friends. Until then, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys again next week.
Hop on over to davidD.ca and subscribe for exclusive content and weekly updates. Sending you all love.